Imagine sailing through the Atlantic Ocean when suddenly you see a ship drifting alone. Its sails are still open, the cargo is untouched, food is still on the table, but the crew is gone. This is the terrifying mystery of the Mary Celeste, one of the most famous ghost ships in history. Found abandoned in the middle of the ocean, it has baffled historians for over 150 years. What happened to the 10 souls on board? Today, we dive into the mystery. The Mary Celeste was an American merchant ship originally built in 1861 under the name Amazon. After several owners and a name change, she was refitted and ready for her most famous voyage. In November 1872, she was docked in New York, being loaded for a journey to Genoa, Italy. On board were Captain Benjamin Briggs, an experienced and respected sailor, along with his wife Sarah and their young daughter. They were joined by a crew of 7 reliable professional sailors. In total, 10 people were set to sail. The cargo was high value, 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol, worth a significant amount of money. The journey across the ocean was expected to take several weeks. At first, everything seemed perfectly normal, but as the Mary Celeste sailed further into the Atlantic, her story began to take a dark and mysterious turn. On December 5, 1872, another ship called the Dei Gratia spotted the vessel near the Azores Islands. Something looked wrong. The Mary Celeste was moving strangely, tilting and wandering without direction. Captain Morehouse of the Dei Gratia knew Captain Briggs. He sensed immediate danger and ordered his men to investigate. A small boarding party climbed onto the Mary Celeste. They expected to find a crew in distress, perhaps sick or injured. But when they stepped onto the deck, they found nothing. Not a single soul was on board. No crew, no captain, no passengers. They had all vanished as if they had never existed. The sailors were stunned. The ship was still in good condition, yet it was a ghost. Where could they have gone? The mystery deepened as they explored further. The valuable cargo of alcohol was almost entirely intact. Supplies for 6 months were found in the galley. It appeared as though the crew had left in a great hurry. Personal belongings, including jewelry and money, were still in the cabins. This was not a robbery. There was only one major clue. The ship's only lifeboat was missing. But why would they leave a perfectly good ship? The last logbook entry placed them near Santa Maria Island. Since then, the ship had traveled hundreds of miles alone. There was no evidence of violence, no signs of a mutiny or a pirate attack. It was simply empty. For over a century, scientists and historians have proposed theories to solve this puzzle. Let's look at the evidence. One leading theory involves the cargo. 9 barrels were later found to be empty, having leaked their alcohol. Captain Briggs may have feared an imminent explosion from the concentrated alcohol vapors. He might have ordered a temporary evacuation, intending to trail behind the ship until the fumes cleared. But if the rope connecting the lifeboat to the Mary Celeste snapped during a storm, they would have been left behind. Without the main ship, the small lifeboat would have stood no chance against the open sea. Everyone would have been lost. Another theory suggests a natural disaster like a seaquake or a powerful waterspout panicked the crew. Investigators found that the ship's pumps were disassembled. If they thought the ship was sinking, they might have fled. What about pirates? In the late 19th century, piracy was still a threat in some parts of the world. But why would pirates leave the valuable cargo? And why leave the jewelry and money in the cabins? Pirates almost always took everything of value. The fact that nothing was stolen makes this theory very unlikely. Then there is the possibility of mutiny. Could the crew have turned against Captain Briggs and his family? Tensions can run high on long voyages, but Briggs was known as a fair captain, and his crew were experienced men. Again, the complete lack of any struggle or damage to the ship makes a violent mutiny hard to believe. Because the facts are so strange, some people have turned to more unusual explanations for the disappearance. Legends of sea monsters, giant squids, and even alien abductions have been suggested over the decades. While there is no scientific evidence for these, they show just how much this mystery has captured our imagination. Modern scientists have used computer modeling and chemical analysis to try and solve the mystery once and for all. They found that the alcohol cargo was extremely volatile. Even a small spark could have been perceived as a fatal threat. In a moment of pure panic, the human brain can make irrational decisions to ensure survival. This may be what happened. We can only imagine the final minutes of the people on board. The fear, the confusion, and the sudden choice to leave. If they were in the lifeboat and watched their ship drift away, they would have known their fate was sealed. The Dei Gratia crew brought the Mary Celeste to Gibraltar. A long and suspicious salvage court hearing followed. The investigators were suspicious of the Dei Gratia's crew, thinking they might have murdered the original crew for the reward. In the end, no evidence of foul play was found. The Dei Gratia crew received their salvage money, but the mystery remained. The Mary Celeste continued to sail for another 12 years under different owners, but she was considered cursed by many. In 1885, she was finally wrecked off the coast of Haiti. Her physical remains were gone, but her legend lived on. The story has inspired countless books, movies, and even a famous short story by Arthur Conan Doyle. Today, the ocean is as vast and secretive as it was in 1872. Some mysteries are meant to stay unsolved. For 150 years, the Mary Celeste has served as a reminder of the power and the mystery of the sea. We may never know what happened to Captain Briggs, his family, or his crew. They are part of the ocean now, and somewhere in the history of the ocean, the truth may still be waiting to be discovered. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. What theory do you believe? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more mysteries from the past. Until next time.